You're listening to the Major Pod Network, the only place where your favorite toy store, card shop, arcade, theme park, and arena are all on the same block. Scratch that major itch.
This is Tony Chimmel, and I'd like to introduce the hosts of the Game Marks podcast, George Feis and Johnny Clash.
Welcome to the Game Marks podcast presented by the Major Pod Network. I'm the man they call Johnny Clash.
And I am Mr. Anything is Feasible, George Feis, and today we are playing WWF Warzone for the Nintendo Gameboy. How's this game going to hold up? Is it going to get a play it forever? Woo! Or a future endeavor?
You're fired!
We also discuss video game remakes and some big things coming from AEW Games.
And don't forget to subscribe and leave a 5-star review for this podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And follow us on all forms of social media at Game Marks Pod. And that now includes TikTok. And check out the exclusive content we're creating on our Patreon at patreon.com/GameMarksPod. George Feis.
Johnny Clash.
What's up, my friend?
I got, there's a lot going on. We behind the scenes here at Game Marks Podcast headquarters. We got a lot of moving parts here. There's a couple what's that saying? A couple irons on the coals or whatever it is. Whatever that saying is.
We're busy. We're busy.
A lot of things going on here. I mean, you're training for a match. You're prepping for a big match we got coming up.
Oh, baby. That's right. There's two, because on May 14th and 15th, it is the biggest weekend in Create a Pro Wrestling history. On May 14th, we present the grand stage where we got Hook. We got the major players. We got Chris Statlander. We got Max Caster. We got the Dark Order. We got everyone. And then the next day, FWF. I got my trading cards here from FWF Live 2. And we got FWF Live 3. And George, you're not going to be there, so I said last week I enlisted.
Not booked, Terry.
I enlisted a partner. We're gonna go share some gabagool. We're gonna go make the mana good. We're gonna go have some spaghetti after. I got little Guido to take on Eric James and Jack Tomlinson. I cannot wait. That is gonna be an amazing weekend. If you
Now, you wearing a dress? Are you gonna be?
No, not that Vito.
Are you Vito in this situation?
No, not that Vito. I was thinking more like Tracy Smothers, the cool FBI.
Oh.
You know?
Okay. No. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know where we were going with that.
Yeah.
I just needed to know. Because, you big fan of Saturn. He had the dress thing. I didn't know if maybe you were also going to go with the dress thing.
I would do a mop.
All right.
And just say you're welcome to everyone. But regardless, we should do the video game history of Perry Saturn. It would be the quickest episode ever. But last week,
a lot of fun, though.
The history of the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, Hawk, and Animal. I loved this episode. It's got to be one of my top of all time. Really good feedback on it. Everyone seems to be enjoying these. One person asked us, are you covering the clones as well? And there was just way too many for us to run through them all. So,
and that's, we've been doing this podcast for 142 episodes. This is episode 142. We have a list of every wrestling game to our knowledge. And I have scoured the internet. John has scoured the internet, and we have tried to compile this list. And there's just it would have been like an 8-hour episode. There's almost 400 games on this list, and if we have to go through every likeness of these wrestlers, it would take forever. I will say this though, huge shout out to Swoggle. If you guys are...
we get it. You have another host, George. We get it.
No, not that. If you guys are Hard Foundation members of the Major Wrestling Freaking Podcast Patreon, you listen to Going Postal, Dylan really put us over and said that it was that the video game histories are his favorite episodes that we do.
Nice.
And he's just like, because it's so fun to be able to like look back at the games that he played when he was younger and be like, oh yeah, like just by seeing this picture of this wrestler in this game, he knows what game it's from and who it's put. Like, it was just cool to hear someone other than you and I be like, oh yeah, this is cool because we put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I said about like Super WrestleMania, how just seeing it for the first time after years, I was like, oh yeah, that's the one me and my cousin played, which is weird because he just texted me right now saying that he's at the Islander game and MJF is on the screen, which MJF invited me to that game and I said no stupidly, but here I am with George instead.
Islanders jersey, maybe?
Yes, actually. Anyway, WWE 2K22, we've been following it since the beginning, and another hot fix has been made live, and this is just more stability to the game and downloading superstars, especially when you download multiple at a time. We love it. We keep saying that, keep rolling out the patches. They're doing great. The Bonsai pack was released, and May 4th, may the 4th be with you. We got some big news coming. AEW Games will be showing a sneak peek of the console game on their Twitch account.
Oh damn! I'm so ready for that. Have you seen any footage of the Bonsai pack?
I've seen just really the clips that they showed leading up to it of Yokozuna's model and all that, and I think they look great.
Oh man, I got to pop in and play a couple matches. I did a match with pretty much everyone in the pack, and man, the likeness of these models are insane. I mean, they're so accurate, and you have to log in and like check it out. The Omos model is just,
oh yeah,
it's like, it like reminds you of when you used to be able to play as like the Great Khali in games. Like he just towers over absolutely everyone in the game. Like it's not even close.
Don't you love that? I mean, it's not like the game we played today, Warzone, where everyone's like literally the same, and it's very annoying.
Same sprite, they just swapped a head.
I'll still never understand why Casey Catanzaro's in this pack, and then she gets her name changed to Katana Chance, and I don't think she's been on TV with that yet, but...
I think she... Oh no, I was going to say, I feel like they just aired something, but that might have been like a backstage.
Possibly. But okay, that was our little cleanup there, but the original Warzone episode was very, very early in the podcast, George. It was actually your birthday episode in 2019.
That's so long ago. Oh my God.
October 7th, 2019. We
That's
played
forever
Warzone.
ago.
It was a double future endeavor from both of us. But how is the Game Boy port gonna hold up? Are we ready to find out? Are you tiptoeing? Are you shaking in your boots? Are you putting that towel on? Are you putting those flip-flops on? Are you headed towards the diving board? Are you ready to take the deep dive?
You are way too amped for this game.
Woo! Hey, George. You see this light here that says Game Over that I point to at the end of every single episode, like Ronda Rousey pointing to that WrestleMania sign?
I do.
Do you know where I got it?
Why don't you tell me?
I got it from Zavvi. That's us.zavvi.com, Zavvi, and they literally have everything. I have spent hours on this website looking up Mandalorian, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, like everything you could imagine. There's Legos, Power Rangers. You could pre-order the new Marvel Legends. It's an insane website that has literally everything pop culture. There's even Batman shoes on here.
I mean, I know for me, a little like adult Zen garden project that I like to do is like the smaller Lego sets, and Zavvi has a lot of those Lego sets on there and getting kind of itchy. So if you like all things pop culture, like John said, Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Harry Potter, Nintendo, they're even getting into the wrestling game now.
Oh yeah.
Zavvi is the place for you.
That's right. Use code GameMarks, simply just GameMarks, at checkout, and you can get 10% off.
I'm going to redo my wardrobe.
That woo was not a play it forever, by the way. Carry on,
No?
George. No.
That's not what that was. I you were so pumped about it. I thought we were we were already just wrapping up the episode now. All right, so WWF Warzone for the Game Boy, released June of 1998, published by Acclaim, developed by Probe Entertainment, and like we said, it's for the Game Boy. Other games that are out in 1998, you've got All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling Tokon Road Brave Spirits, New Japan Pro Wrestling Tokon Retsuden 3, New Japan Pro Wrestling Tokon Road 2, WCW Nitro, and WCW NWO Revenge. A little bit of everything, and, maybe the worst showing year from WWE, WWF.
Just Warzone coming out in 98. I mean, New Japan, 3 games here. All Japan with 1. WCW with arguably their best game coming out. One of the best wrestling games to come out in everybody's list for sure. With Nitro. I'm sorry, with Revenge.
Yeah, I was very curious as to how you were going to fix that.
This is what we get. The only handheld game to come out this year, which is unfortunate because where do we begin? It's lackluster.
Calling this a port. So that's what this is. So they said that this is a port of WWF Warzone from the N64 to the Game Boy. And I feel like that's an insult to ports, both video game ports and just like shipping ports and anything, and port wine. It's an insult to everything that is
USB
associated
ports.
with the word. Yeah.
Here's the part though that
it's not a port is what I was getting at.
that might not have been smart on their part. We know now that people had Warzone. People love the Warzone. The Game Boy version came out a month prior to the N64 and the PlayStation version, which is a little crazy to me because if someone can't wait to get Warzone, say for Christmas, it's June, but so, their birthday or a holiday or their parents are going to buy it for them, and they're like, oh, it comes out, okay, let me go get it for them. They buy it for them on the Game Boy, and then they give it to them, and then they're like, what the hell is this?
I mean, it is... We played through. It's available on our YouTube. And...
Played is a big word there.
At one point, I'm pretty sure I just go, it's just like King of the Ring. It literally just looks like King of the Ring. Like, the models are a little bigger. The zoom in onto the camera, onto the ring, and the sprites of the wrestlers is a little bigger. But, like...
Oh, no. King of the Ring looks way better.
Well, the details of the wrestlers look better. But, like, in terms of, like, the art style overall of the game, like, it's very similar.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you could say that about Superstars too, in most of the WWF games.
Which was the one that we just played that was like, that we were both like, oh, this feels like the mobile version of like Royal Rumble. We just played it.
You think I remember this kind of stuff? I don't remember this.
Either way, though, you know what I'm saying, though. Like, there are some games where you can hit or miss, and they chose the wrong game to like emulate on this. If you give me,
was it Pocket Pro Wrestling?
Yes.
Okay.
Imagine this. They give you the this roster that we're gonna get into in a little bit, but it's on that Royal Rumble style engine that you got in Pocket Pro Wrestling, that you get in like or in Royal Rumble and Raw, like on a Game Boy. That'd be awesome. That'd be amazing. You'd have no complaints.
No, but this was nothing like anything. The HUD was confusing. The matches were quick and not in a good way. You could just get hit with... I got hit with one move, got pinned, and I couldn't kick out, and that was the end of the game. And it was uneasy. So, like, you're playing this, and you're like, what am I missing here? But there's only an A and a B. Like, there's not much more you can do with this. There's start, select, A, B, and direction pads. If you're pressing everything and nothing's working...
Yeah.
They
don't really give you a lot of options here in terms of... moveset, I guess is the word, but like not really a moveset.
No, and everyone has a heat-seeking elbow drop from the top rope, whether you're standing or you're down on the ground.
Oh, it's not heat-seeking. That is like the gravity-defying, like, your jump distance is set to 100 in every game. You can literally jump from the top left turnbuckle to the bottom right turnbuckle and span the entire length of the ring. There is no rules. Like, laws of physics doesn't matter. Kane can fly.
Yep.
And Kane's the biggest character in this game. Cannot just like Superman flying through the air.
It's just weird. All the wrestlers do share the same moves in this game, except there are finishers. I wish I could say I pulled any of them off, but this game is that bad, and not to give away anything later, but this game is
putting the cart before the horse, John.
This game is so unenjoyable. This game is difficult. You are not able to hit your finisher, and they end really before even your opponent hits their finisher. And yeah, so to say they looked good, I don't know. I watched some YouTube videos, and they stand out because they're different from the regular suplexes and atomic drops that you're getting during the match, and that's really
Some of the animations look pretty clean. They're not all great, but they're not all bad. Like, there are some moves that we they're not all bad. I mean, considering it's a Game Boy and it's 98, like, it's not the worst. But let's talk about these game modes, your match types that you have here. You have a singles match, a tag team match, a cage match, and the WWF challenge, which is just like your tower mode. You go through, you get passwords to, save your progress and stuff like that. But yeah, you just fight through the whole roster of the game. Cage match looks good. It's a cage match.
But once your opponent climbs, you can't, like, pull them down.
Yeah.
And it's not like they go over the cage and that's the end. Like, they go off screen, which is 2 steps, and the match is over.
I mean, okay.
And where do the ropes go? They're just gone.
Yeah, I have no words. I mean, you're absolutely right. I don't know how to respond to that because it's exactly what happened. It was
for words has come and gone.
It was just a very
George just blinks and looks at me and keeps talking.
The amount of times over the last 3 weeks you have randomly just busted out singing that song. There's not a lot of meat on the bone in terms of the match types, but maybe the roster, John. Maybe the roster will save this game. Let's go through this roster.
All right, let me take it. You've been taking the rosters lately. And
my God, I'm honored.
So, your roster for WWF Warzone on the Game Boy. You have Farouk, Shawn Michaels, Kane, Ken Shamrock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Goldust, Triple H, Mankind, Owen Hart, Rocky Maivia, British Bulldog, Ahmed Johnson, and The Undertaker. Whenever I see Ahmed Johnson's name, I just want to say it like in your house. Ahmed Johnson! Now, excluded from this game, because, it is a port. It is a smaller disc, cartridge, whatever you want to call it. And you can't fit everyone in here. So you're not going to get your extras like Pamela, Rattlesnake, who's just Stone Cold in jeans, Sue the Ring Girl, the Trainer, or Turok, because they're promoting Turok.
I love playing as Turok.
Cactus Jack and Dude Love aren't in here, which are hidden characters in the original Warzone. But also you're not getting regular base wrestlers Mosh and Thresher and Bret Hart. Bret Hart is not in this game.
I was saying, now, why are we not getting Bret Hart?
Let me draw it in the air for you. WCW. I don't think they would just exclude him, even though Warzone came out for consoles. I guess this one, they were able to, yank him before the cartridge went gold, but yeah. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird he's in one but not the other, but I get it because it's the times. But all right. Let's get into
spell it out for you.
Let me spell it out for you. Let me spit on you. I'm not gonna. The cover of this game is the same exact cover as the consoles. It says Acclaim Sports, the big Warzone logo. And that beautiful picture of Stone Cold Steve Austin with his fists raised, but now you get that nice silver Game Boy logo on the side, and you get the seal of quality.
That it says that you can play this on your Super Game Boy. It makes me so happy.
Did you? Did you own this?
No, I owned regular Warzone.
Yeah, I owned Attitude for Game Boy Color, not this. Now you go to the back. It says, enter the Warzone, over a dozen WWF superstars, which is a lie. And then 4 outrageous modes to play. And then in and out of the ring action. We didn't even get to go out of the ring.
There's 13 active wrestlers.
Is there really?
Yeah, 13.
Wow. Okay.
It's 1 over a dozen, but technically it's not a lie.
I just read the roster, but for some reason I was like, I don't know, it's like 7.
Yeah, I don't understand how that is. That doesn't feel like it's that many wrestlers, but yeah, I guess it's that many wrestlers.
Yeah, and of course you get your screenshots on the back, but for some reason you get those screenshots of like the green Game Boy, but then you also get the like reddish tint to them. Is that what the Super Game Boy looked like?
I think that might be what Super Game Boy does to you. Man, it has been so long since I have even thought about the Super Game Boy. But yeah, I guess I did. It did.
Yeah, I'm looking at
some
Tetris
tinting
here, but that's what
and it also gave
Game
you
Boy
like
Color
these
did.
cool borders around your for certain games.
Yeah, that's what Game Boy Color did as well. When you played an older game, it kind of just made it like color where it could.
Yeah, it just like tinted it. It was like, yeah, if it's this darker shade of gray, then it's this fleshy tone, and
yeah, which was kind of but it's what you get. You're backtracking there.
Yeah,
but the art style of this game, I like the way it looks in the menu screen. I actually think that the main title screen where it says Warzone looks like the Warzone we get today with Call of Duty, and
yeah.
I actually did kind of like a double take research, like, wait a minute, is this the right game or is this someone putting in like Call of Duty Warzone? But no, this is actually the menu screen. It says Warzone in almost the same exact font and everything, but then it says WWF Championship match above it.
Which
and that's where
I
you're
wonder
like,
if that was supposed to be like a sub thing. Like, what do you think at one point maybe the name of the game was supposed to be like Warzone WWF Championship match?
That would make sense because that would mean it's not a direct port, and it's.
I know maybe that's why they got rid of it on like the box art and stuff, but maybe they just left it in the.
Yeah, I would have liked that way better.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Me too.
Menu screen, you get that they love this even through the Game Boy Advance. Just the dancing WWF logo behind everything that just scrolls and spins and whatever.
Yep.
But
don't understand it.
Much like regular Warzone. Like Attitude, you get the pictures of the wrestlers, you get their bio, you get a nice little where they're from, this is their quote, and then you go to WWF Challenge, the Versus Tag Team, and Cage, but it's the same images from Warzone itself, just grayscaled and dumbed down, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and obviously you don't get like the cool animations that you get in Attitude and Warzone for like as you scroll through the wrestlers, but like John said, the images are. I mean, they may be the best part of this game.
Now, when did the Scratch logo debut? Do we know this? I'm going to look it up because there is...
It's got to be around...
Yeah, see, 97.
Like, it's got to be like 96, 97,
Survivor Series 97, which is around now. So that makes sense because the regular original classic WWF logo is all over this game, and I think it's all over the regular Warzone as well. But then your title screen and the ring itself and all that has the newer Scratch logo. So
so you see it on the title, and you see it on the health bars above the wrestlers during the matches.
Yeah,
but then in the ring, big Scratch logo.
Big Scratch logo. It looks like that monster ring that Jax put out.
Oh my God! Yeah, it does.
Was that the LJN ring? I know we're getting into a different realm here.
It's the wrong podcast, John.
I know, but. That was the LJN ring just repainted, right? I'm pretty sure it was.
I'm pretty sure. All I know is that the monster ring is the ring that will, for as much shit as it gets, because I know that it's like way out of scale and people don't like it. That was the ring that I had as a kid.
Me too.
The where it had the Raw is War on the side. Yeah, that was my ring, and I had to like share it with my cousins. So the fact that ring was gigantic means we all got like a little section of the ring to like do our wrestling shows. I was like, oh no, this is perfect that it's this big. Like we all
George is
get to
playing in
use
the
ring.
corner. He's only doing Shattered Dreams over and over again.
Everyone's just like, all right, Frankenstein is out of the corner. We got X-Pac doing a Bronco Buster, Shattered Dreams. We got Mick Foley doing the flurry punches. Everyone's doing corner moves.
Did you ever try like actually playing with wrestling figures with someone else? Because it was impossible.
So when I was a kid and I would play with wrestling figures with either my friends or my cousins, it was like, we are a tag team and I am so and so, like, you know, so I have my Triple H figure and it's Triple H and whoever my cousin has versus the other guy that I have in my hand and whoever my cousin had. And it was just like, we're a tag team and we're fighting a tag team. It was never like, I'm Triple H and I have this figure and you're Stone Cold Steve Austin and have a Stone Cold figure. And now we're going to have a singles match.
See, like we tried that. And it never worked.
I feel like that's impossible.
No, like it would just end up like we're fighting, then we just keep going up. We're just hitting them. We're up in the air, and it was just so stupid. And
so it was really accurate to this game. So this is.
And my cousin was such like still is. He doesn't listen. He's such like an egomaniac that he just couldn't lose ever. And you'd like try to pin him, and he just wouldn't let it happen. It was so
kicking
stupid.
out of like 16 stunners. He's like, no, I got the shoulder up. It's good.
Yeah, no, it was. You couldn't even do a stunner. You were just whacking wrestling figures. The dumbest argument. Sorry, we're digressing hard here. The dumbest argument I ever got into with him. He's like, "There's a second Undertaker." I'm like, "No, it's been the same Undertaker forever." No, there's two Undertakers. Like, no, there's. I mean, we're not going to get into fake Undertaker because
I say, and
he
then
wasn't
eventually
that into wrestling to know that. And he was arguing. I'm like, how do you know this? And he goes, well, look at the figures. They look different. I'm like, okay, this argument's over here. We digress. Let's take a look.
Toy making business now.
Yeah, let's take a look at the actual wrestlers' models here and the sprites because
where do we start here?
It's rough. Everyone's wearing knee pads. Everyone's wearing boots. You're either wearing trunks or a singlet, and you either have a mask or you don't have a mask. That's simply it. Everyone looks the same. It's horrible. You get mixed up with who you are. Don't be British Bulldog versus The Rock or Kane versus The Undertaker or Mankind versus Kane because you have no idea who the hell you are in the ring at that time.
It's wild. Although on the flip side, if you would like to see what a 19... Why? If you would like to see what Shawn Michaels in a 1998 Game Boy render looks like wearing just trunks, hey, here's your chance. If you would like to see what it looked like if Mankind wrestled in his mask and then in a Taz singlet, this is your spot, your chance to see it. If you have no interest, probably not the game for you. Do we want to talk about...
Here's something interesting quick. On the back of the box, it says Undertaker. But in...
Space?
On top of each other, like Undertaker. But in game, it says U-Taker. Uttaker, yeah. And I believe Triple H in game says HHH. When in here, it says Hurst Helmsley. So... I don't know why they changed that when it came to the actual game, but they did. That. So
Hurst Helmsley, and then in the game, actually, it's just ha 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 ha.
No, this whole game, I was just going ha ha ha. Make it end. Make it stop. But
there are just some. All right, we're gonna digress again really quick. There are certain words that when I hear them, I hear them for some reason in the William Regal voice. Hunter Hurst Helmsley and Triple H is one of the things. Triple H.
Umanga?
For some reason, there are just certain words that I hear in the William Regal voice.
I mean, rightfully so. I think of Umanga every time we talk about Umaga.
There's the other one, Umanga.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't think the game would have looked terrible. If they only put a little bit more into making them look like themselves. Otherwise... It's two generic wrestlers fighting each other this whole time.
Yeah.
The crowd looks decent. The ring itself looks decent.
Game.
It could have been a nice game if it wasn't so hard and if it looked better, maybe
we haven't even gotten into that yet.
Maybe give us an entrance. Maybe.
Let's talk about the difficulty scale.
You can't grapple.
Do anything. You can't do anything.
You can't get off the mat. You literally just roll along the mat getting hit until you get up. And this isn't even something like, we don't know what we're doing, we're just playing it for the first time in years and blah, blah, blah. Because I had Attitude and it was the exact same thing.
It's insane.
I don't know.
The time between grapples is non-existent. You can literally just chain moves together like this is a PWG show in 2010.
Mick Foley's an amateur wrestler.
It's unbelievable. It's just crazy sets of moves and just absolutely ridiculous strings of moves. But you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Listen, it's the only Game Boy game coming out this year, and this is what we got. So if you weren't playing this, you weren't playing anything, and I guess you always chose the wrestling game over nothing, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, you want that updated roster. You want to play as Triple H and Steve Austin. You don't want to play Superstars and King of the Ring your whole life. But did you know? Did you know WWF Warzone was the last WWF game to come out for the original Nintendo Game Boy?
Did you know WWF Attitude preceded this release in 1999 for the Game Boy Color?
Did you know WWF Warzone is available on eBay for $8 cartridge only, $50 complete in box with Turok 2 poster,
Turok!
and $25 with no manual or case.
I was like not a big Turok guy, but for some reason him being in Warzone always just like popped me. I thought it was fun.
I played there was like the arcade version, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I would play, and it was like, I actually played it this summer.
And they remade it a couple years ago?
No, I was more of a Jurassic Park for Sega guy.
Oh, God. You want to talk about games that are just unforgivingly difficult.
Where you had to tranquilize the velociraptors and get over that and pick up new guns. Oh, that's something I'm going to want to play soon.
Well, there's next month's OMG.
Maybe. That's coming up really soon. Way too soon.
There you go.
Okay, George. I've been doing all the talking here, so I want you to relax because you've heard my voice. It stresses you out. I know it. You said it before we started rolling that there can't be two of me, so
that's a lot. I say the same thing about myself, though. We got big personalities. Well, I think one of each of us is enough. This podcast is enough.
Yeah. So sit back, relax. It's time for some R&R, some ratings and reviews. Sorry to say, but there's only two. Game Rankings gives us a 52%. Now, Nintendo Power magazine in August of 98 says, unless you have reflexes of lightning, forget it. You're not going to win a match or have much fun. On the other hand, if you know another WWF owner, you can stage 2-player matches and actually have some fun. And they also gave this a 52.
I don't think that we have ever read a review that I have agreed with so wholeheartedly.
And it's rare that Nintendo Power would give one of its own games you know? But I think it's hilarious. You're not going to win a match or have much fun. But I could see
accurate.
I could see the link cable, and it's not going to be as hard against another human, so that could be fun, I guess. But
yeah, I would imagine that had we 2 link cables and 2 Game Boys, that we probably could have had a good time.
A better time at least. But
yes.
Then we would go back into WWF Championship mode and throw that brick of a Game Boy against the wall.
Good Lord.
I actually just found my Game Boy Advance at my parents' house today.
Ooh.
Today.
Well,
and I know where the
there we
games
go.
are. And I found Pokemon Blue, which has a... it's broken. It doesn't save. And I have...
So you have the bugged copy because you did the wrong Game Shark code, right?
I didn't do any code. It just one day turned on and it said new game, and I was like, what the fuck? Pokemon Silver I found Rayman Advance. Oh, I found all the good games. I'm going to bring that thing home one day.
That's going to be... see, that would have been helpful before you... when you had a longer commute.
Yeah, but I'm thankful I don't. But now, we heard about the ratings from the professionals. It's time for the more important rating of them all. Right
Johnny
now,
Clash
George,
and his twin brother Johnny Clash?
it's time to rate the games.
The game!
All right, Johnny Clash, I'm cutting you off. I'm going to do it first this week. WWF Warzone. John, who are we kidding? You went 3-2 on it?
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Future endeavors. See ya. I'm digging the grave. I'm dumping it in. I'm pouring the soil back on it. I'm peeing on it, and I'm saying sayonara, Warzone.
You're fired!
Now,
I'll play regular Warzone.
Yeah, that's what I was
for
getting
hours
to.
and hours and hours before I pick up this one again. And I don't really like the original Warzone.
it was a different future endeavor on the original Warzone. The nostalgia was there. The game itself, like, we could have fun doing it. We have had fun playing it.
Yeah.
But it's still just, it's just not good. This one is just like, get the hell out of here. I don't want to ever see this game again.
Yeah, I just... No, there's not... This is usually the part where I'm like, maybe there's like a redeeming quality, and it's just like,
No.
this just game. The cover's cool, but the cover's only cool because it's the exact same color as the original Warzone.
There's not even unlockable wrestlers.
No, it's just this shouldn't have been labeled as a port. If this was labeled as a different game, maybe it would have been received differently.
Agreed.
But claiming that it's a port of an already like known
And
wrestling
popular
game, on the N64, and then delivering this. I mean, it's great. This is literally a great game until the bell rings.
Yeah, I could agree.
Like, it's perfect. Like, the presentation is great. Everything like looks like you're leading into the match. Everything looks great, and then you get into the match and the bell rings. You're like, what? What is this? This is not the game that I signed up for.
Yeah. But all right, we put that game in a bed. We buried it pretty deep until we take it out for future endeavor in a year or two. But it's now time for one of our favorite segments here, Soft Lock.
All right, Soft Lock is a weekly segment on the podcast where a mega mark from our Patreon channel gives us a topic to discuss, and John and I go back and discuss. Originally it was like a debate where John took one side and I took the other side, but what it's evolved into over the last couple weeks is kind of both of us just arguing both ends of the statement here, and trying to get both sides and seeing it from both sides. So this
Hasn't
week,
been anything neither of us have been too passionate about yet. That's why.
Not yet. Maybe this one is going to be the one. This week's Soft Lock topic comes from NYY Collector, and his question is, what game would you want to see remastered? Now, we have talked about this before. Very, very, very early on in the podcast, this came up as question of the week. Back when the question of the week was me and John asking each other questions.
Damn. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, so what do you got, John? What would you like to see remastered?
Man, I don't know, because I feel like most people are going to say GTA, and then that happened.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good what happened. Just bring back season 1 of Fortnite. No. I'm looking up at my poster here. I would love WrestleMania, the arcade game. Even if you gave me 2 wrestlers and it was a similar game, I would die.
Okay.
I would absolutely love that.
Do you want to say, for this question, we'll do non-wrestling?
Yeah, I was getting to that next.
Okay.
I would love... I mean, shit, give me Aladdin and Toy Story 2-pack or something. Or Rayman, Donkey Kong Country, something like that.
That's you already said my answer.
Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong. I would love a Donkey Kong remastered 3-pack, like what they did for like Spyro and Crash. So years and years ago for the Wii U, which, man,
Rest in
what
peace.
a botch of a system that was. That system did not do well, but there was a game on there. There were two games actually on there just one that revived and kind of reintroduced like the Donkey Kong Country series. There was one for the Switch, and then they made a sequel for the Wii U, and it took the same platforming concept, but now the graphics look like, have you seen like what the Super Mario Brothers game looks like now? Like when they have like where it's like that same style that like we grew up with, but now the graphics are insanely good.
Yeah.
It's that, but it's Donkey Kong. So I would love to see like that kind of engine, but just the first 3 games kind of remastered in that style. Like keep the music the same, just a little updated graphics.
I can get behind that. I remember beating Donkey Kong Country 2. That's the one where you're going through like the mine and all that on the little cart and everything.
Pretty much all 3.
I don't remember which one it was. So many save states on that emulator years ago in like 2006 when I beat that game.
It's number one. It's number one game series of all time for me. I love Donkey Kong Country.
I didn't know that, but yeah.
Best soundtrack too.
I as well love that. Now, NYY Collector said for him it's Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1 or GoldenEye. Now, that's another one that I'm surprised has never made a comeback. They did put out...
They did made it GoldenEye for the Wii U or something. There was a GoldenEye when they remade it with or there was talks about it.
Oh, it looks like 2010. One came out for the Wii, DS, PlayStation 3.
Yeah, I remember, and it's got Daniel Craig in it.
Huh. Yeah, but like nobody wants that.
Great.
We want Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing: have you, in your adult life, in your 30s, gone back and picked up an N64 controller and played GoldenEye?
I wasn't a big fan of it to begin with, so no.
It is.
It's hard.
Loved GoldenEye as a kid. To go back and play it now after years and years of being on mouse and keyboard or playing with like the traditional like analog controller, to have the one single joystick in the center and go and try to play like a first-person shooter game.
I played Nightfire recently. On our Patreon, I played Nightfire, which was one of my favorites on the GameCube, and yeah, it's just not the same.
I mean, there's a lot. There's almost like too many games that warrant like
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with. I think we're gonna agree again and go with like the Donkey Kong route.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Donkey Kong. Obviously, and there's so many things that are like rumored to be coming out, like, and things that have already come out that I would have put on this list, like Diablo 2 or Diablo 1 or the Legend of Zelda series or like Star Wars.
Give me Madden 98.
Okay.
I want that.
Okay.
Yeah. We already got NHL 94. They put it in the game, but with like updated rosters, but it was the same game, which was kind of cool. So.
Modern Warfare 2. How about that?
Oh, surprise. But all right, with that said, what do you say we jump on over to the gaming news section?
Let's do it.
All right, so speaking of Call of Duty's anti-cheat has implemented cloaking, which means cheaters are unable to see the opposing players, their characters, their bullets, or hear them, which I think is absolutely hilarious.
That's pretty great.
Now, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2 is reportedly to only be on next-gen consoles, which is a big wah. Now, fans also think that they discovered a GTA 6 logo hidden on Twitch because when you choose the game GTA 6, it has like a little, I guess, Miami-looking screen grab with GTA 6 in the font behind it. Now, Cameron, Arthur Lexer on Twitter, says, there's a few issues with this. The palm tree background is a stock image, and also Twitch pulls game covers from IGDB, which is an open platform that anybody can use. So it is a fake because he shows a screenshot here of IGDB.com, and it has one for GTA 3, and it has GTA 6, and it is clearly fan-made. However,
it says stock in big images on the picture.
yeah, that's a stock image he's showing.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you look at that and be like, this is real? Like, it says stock on it.
You're looking at the wrong thing.
Oh.
Yes, George, you're looking at a stock image.
Got it.
Oh, no, there's an actual icon using that stock image, but it's colored like GTA, and it's got the logo and all that, and it's actually pretty nice, and it's probably what
I thought someone literally uploaded the stock image and were like, look at this footage from GTA. And people were like, yeah, look at this.
No. But all right, games releasing this week. Wildcat Gun Machine on May 4th. On May 5th, you have Best Month Ever. Trek to Yomi. I'm excited for this one. Also on May 5th. I actually just wishlisted it, and I'm ready to pre-order. Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters on May 5th. Say that 10 times fast. Crowns and Pawns Kingdom of Deceit, May 6th. So, it's getting quieter there on the release front in video games. April was huge, but it seems like May's coming in a little they're trickling in.
All right. YouTube.com/GameMarksPodcast for all of our weekly playthrough videos, exclusive content, and more, including this week and every other week's game, especially all of the games. We talked about it earlier before. 142 games, plus, the whole first season of GMP 64 available on our YouTube channel. John, tell me what that Patreon schedule looks like this week.
All right, so Monday, you have your ad-free show and your video version of the show. Tuesday, you get your show notes, and you get GMP Game Over, where we completed Feel the Bang, and we are moving on to something else. Wednesday, we are getting Future Endeavored, where last week George played ECW Hardcore Revolution, and this week I am playing Big Bang Pro Wrestling.
The Neo Geo returns.
Now, Thursday, either this Thursday or next Thursday, Wild World is going to return with TK Wild, friend of the pod. And now, May 22nd, GMP 64 presents Ladder Wars. George, are you ready for the ladder matches? Endless ladder matches?
I am ready for a 8-hour pay-per-view because ladder matches and No Mercy take forever.
Oh, boy. All right. Tell us what we were playing next week on the podcast. Tell us what we're playing the next 2 weeks on the podcast. Because we got some cool stuff coming.
Next week, we are playing Wrestle Kingdom 2. Ooh. Very excited about this one. We both enjoyed Wrestle Kingdom 1.
Day of Reckoning action, eh?
And said that we were very excited when the day would come that we would play Wrestle Kingdom 2. And that day has come. So that is what we are playing next week. And then, after that, the next episode is going to be a big old Q&A.
Ooh,
so,
babe.
If you have any questions that you would like me or John to answer on this podcast, please feel free to let us know. You can DM us on Twitter and Instagram. You can just add us on any form of social media. Just, let us know. We'd love to take your questions and looking forward to answering them in 2 weeks. But, John, is that it for Warzone for the Game Boy?
I think that's it. I never want to see Warzone again, so.
Well, I got some potentially upsetting news. In around about a year, you're going to be seeing it again.
Oh, boy. All right. Take us home.
All right. GameMarksPod.com/shop for all of our exclusive merchandise. ProWrestlingTees.com/GameMarksPod for all of our new shirt designs. And Patreon.com/GameMarksPod for all of that awesome content that John just spoke about. Like, exclusive shows, show notes, and a whole lot more at Game Marks Pod on all forms of social media. Please make sure to smack that subscribe button and leave us a 5-star review and rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And if you have a product or service that you would like to advertise on this podcast, please reach out to us at GameMarksPod@gmail.com. Another week, another game to my friend Johnny Clash. I throw it to you to take us home. Do that thing. Point to that sign.
Game over. Marks.
Game Marks Podcast, put them on the radar. Playing rare games, Sega Saturn, no Game Shark. Johnny and George work hard and they play hard. Future endeavor games and put them in the graveyard. From the deep dive to the clash at the feast, how can I get more? That's question of the week. Follow on Twitch, there's nothing that they won't play. Game Marks Podcast every single Monday.